What's up, Cody here with Reliance Commerce City. We've just started a series on the book of Acts, and I'm really excited about this series because the book of Acts is really central to everything that we believe about how the church should function and operate, the theology that we believe about the church, and it's just really a central and key component to our belief system in terms of the church. In Matthew chapter 16, verse 18, Jesus said that he would build his church. It's something that Jesus took on himself personally to say that he would do, and that it's something that he prophesied that would come, that would happen, that he would actually accomplish. And we see this actually taking place beginning in Acts chapter 1, that after Jesus is raised from the dead, he gathers his disciples together and he commissions them with this one specific thing. He says, I want you to go to Jerusalem and I want you to wait. I want you to wait for the promise of the Helper, the promise of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is actually mentioned in Acts chapter 1, the first 8 verses, 4 separate times. 4 separate times in the first 8 verses is the Holy Spirit mentioned. And I think that is quite significant and something that we should take note of as we think about how the church is established and how Jesus has chosen to found and birth this church. That right from the beginning, the book of Acts is about the Holy Spirit and how the Holy Spirit interacts with people. It's not about the Acts of the Apostles as the book is traditionally called. I think a better title and name for this book would be the Acts of the Holy Spirit, because it's him and his work through his people. Jesus, in foreshadowing the church, really talks about this concept of a new relationship that he would have with his people. That it's no longer the way that it used to be. Now a new thing is going to happen. There's going to be a transition in relationship, and it's going to be happening in a different way. And when I interact with you and relate with you, it's going to be different than what you're used to. And the primary thing that takes place in the middle of all this is relationship. You see, Jesus takes on human flesh. He becomes a man, and in so doing takes upon himself our sin, dies in our place, and is raised from the dead, defeating sin and death, our two great enemies, and then births the church through that. It's because of Jesus' action that he was able to take our sin from us, that now he's able to give his Holy Spirit to us. And this marks a major transition in relationship with God. That now his Holy Spirit can indwell me. That I can be the temple of God. That the same Spirit that filled Jesus and caused him to be able to do these miraculous things now can live within me. That's an amazing thing. And that provides a genuine and intimate and deep relationship with God, such as was never even possible before. And so now Jesus has sent his Holy Spirit. He indwells the believer. He indwells mankind. And as a result, now we can be used by God in order to have relationship with other people, and so promote the church to others. That we can cause the gospel to go forth to other people. That through the Holy Spirit, people can be saved. It's quite interesting that Jesus takes this time to pull his disciples aside and says, you're not ready. You've spent time with me. You've been directed by me. You've been molded and shaped by me. You've been discipled intimately, one-on-one with the King of the universe, the creator of everything, Jesus himself. And yet Jesus says, you guys are not ready to take on this ministry. You're not ready to preach the gospel, not until you're filled with the Holy Spirit. And so I want to ask you today, are you filled with the Holy Spirit? Have you submitted your life to the Lordship of Jesus? And have you placed yourself into his capable hands? Has his Spirit indwelled you to cause the relationship with God to be restored? And are you being used by him for his kingdom and for his glory and for his purpose? That's the chief goal of mankind. When we do that, we find our real purpose and our real meaning. I pray you're blessed today. God bless you.